5 do's and don'ts for growing taller in 2019. Now, I'm going to try and make this video not just direct opposite of the do's and the don'ts. So if I give you a do, I don't want the don't to be a direct opposite of the do. So I think there is a couple that are direct opposites, but hopefully I'm just going to create a bit of variety in the list. So let's crack on. Okay, so number 1, do. And that is, make sure you do get enough calories, because if you don't get enough calories, then you're not going to give your body enough energy to grow taller, and your body needs calories and energy to grow taller. It's just that simple. Number 2, do get at least 8 hours sleep. And when I say 8 hours sleep, I don't mean go to bed at a certain time and then just wake up 8 hours later. Try and get 8 hours of quality sleep. Now, I'm a bit of a hypocrite to this because I use a Fitbit. You can also, other smartwatches are available, but the Fitbit links to my phone. And basically, if I leave this on at night, it tells me how long I've actually been asleep for, like the actual quality sleep that I've had. So last night I only had 5 hours 49 minutes of quality sleep, but I actually went to bed at 12:15 and then I woke up at 6:30. So there was times in between where I was restless, I was awake, I was going to the toilet. So when I say 8 hours, I mean actual asleep, actually eyes closed, you don't even know you're awake kind of sleep, if you know what I mean. If that makes sense. So yeah, 8 hours of quality sleep, because sleep is essential for growing taller. You can't cheat the sleep process. I know that obviously time and evolution, we are trying to get more productive, and people say they can get the maximum benefit of growth off 6 hours. I don't believe that. I do believe if you're in a growth spurt, you need to get at least 8 hours, probably more if I'm honest. So the best way to track that is either get a smartwatch or just really give yourself enough time to actually fall asleep and wake up. So if it takes you half an hour to go to sleep, go to bed an hour earlier and you'll get the benefit. Number 3, do take a vitamin D supplement. Now, my recommendation for taking a vitamin D supplement has slightly altered in the past 12 months. I used to say that if you took 5,000 IU, then you were okay. But I don't think you actually need that much. So I've just adjusted it to 4,000 IU, and I'll leave the 2 studies that pretty much back that up in the description box if you want to check them out. But vitamin D is essential for growing taller, and a lot of people will say, no, it's just about the calcium. Without vitamin D, that calcium is useless, so you need to make sure that you take the vitamin D in order for the calcium to be beneficial. Number 4, do drink at least 1 American gallon of water per day, which is the equivalent of about 3.79 litres. Now, water makes up about 60% of your body's weight, so it's essential that you keep that number topped up, especially if you consider that your body is only going to get bigger when you go through a growth spurt. You don't just need to count actual physical glasses of water. Anything that you add water to, such as hot drinks, beverages, jelly. I make jelly, like a jelly before I go to bed. I don't know why I told you that, but I do. I have a jelly that I have for helping me to maintain my calories. So yeah, or even almond milk. That was another thing that I used to count towards my water total, because the main ingredients in almond milk, even though it's milk, almond milk, the main ingredients is water. So if I was ever having almond milk, let's say in my porridge, in a drink, I would count the almond milk as water. So all of that can add towards your daily total to try and reach a minimum of 1 American gallon, 3.79 litres. Also bear in mind that if you're doing any exercise or if you're in a hot country, then that number's probably going to be a little bit higher. You're probably going to need a little bit more water, as you're probably going to be sweating a lot more and perspiring, so just bear that in mind. Number 5, do follow a Grow Taller program. Now, the optimal age for growing taller in girls is the age of 10 to 28, and in boys it's 12 to 30. Now, if you're getting to the latest stage of that optimal age, then make sure you do employ a Grow Taller program to ensure that you do grow taller. Now, there are many Grow Taller programs out there. Promo alert! And I'm sure that you have looked and you're looking for the best, up-to-date, the most comprehensive Grow Taller program you could find, which is where I can help, because I do have my own program. Obviously, not everyone's going to buy it. I don't want everyone to buy it because I would probably not be able to keep up with demand. But yeah, but yes, if you do want the best, the fastest, the most up-to-date, comprehensive program on the planet, then go to www.growtallerpyramidsecret.com. And because I'm a nice guy, I've left a link in the description box, because I know that that website title is very long and you probably can't be bothered to even type it in to your browser. So now you know what to do, here's what not to do. Number 1, don't leave growing taller to chance. If you knew that just by doing some habitual step-by-step routines that you could possibly increase your height by who knows how much, then why would you not do them? If you want to increase the odds of being tall in your life, then just do something, anything, even no matter how small it is. A Grow Taller program, a small habitual Grow Taller routine that will help you during those optimal years. Number 2, don't overdo it with the milk. Did I just say don't overdo it with the milk?
Don't overdo it with the milk. Don't overdo it with the milk.
Yes, opposite to the popular belief that drinking gallons upon gallons of milk will actually make you grow taller is in fact very wrong. Now, milk does play its part in growing taller, but actually, when I break it down, milk provides calories, yes, which we need, and it provides calcium, yes, which we need. But the fact is, we don't actually necessarily need milk in order to grow taller. Yes, we need the calcium, approximately 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams per day, and yes, we need the calories, but we don't necessarily need to get it from milk. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to cut out milk altogether. All I'm saying is that milk doesn't guarantee that you'll grow taller, and excess milk is unnecessary. Number 3, don't give up too soon. Now, many of my clients, especially new clients, always seem to compare themselves to the fastest growers, myself included. I had a really fast growth spurt. I grew 6 inches in 90 days, and on one of my videos I showcased some of the best growth spurts of all time, where there's people who have grown 12 inches, 14 inches, even 16 inches in a year's... No, it's definitely 12 inches in a year, but the 16 inch was, that was a double growth spurt. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people compare themselves to the best case scenarios, and they're there initially to give you the motivation to want to grow taller, to know that it's possible. But you should also know that they are the best case scenarios. Not everybody will grow that fast. In fact, I would say that most people who come onto my programs don't even see an inch of growth between the months of month 1 to month 12, and usually they only start seeing growth perhaps after the first 12 months of implementing all the strategies, because a lot of people that do come on board do tend to leave it till the very last minute of their optimal age. So if you do lose motivation, just remember that growing taller does take a long time for most individuals. The best case scenarios, yes, and will there be best case scenarios out there? Of course, but 90% of the population aren't always going to be the best case scenarios. So if you get down to 12 months, 24 months on your program, don't give up. Number 4, don't sleep in uncomfortable positions. Now, a lot of the old ebooks on growing taller recommend that you sleep on a flat, hard surface with no pillow. I mean, what is this? Game of Thrones?
Promo alert!
Game of Thrones Season 8 coming out April the 14th. And it's going to be epic. I've got the hair for it now. I've got the Jon Snow hair. I know it isn't curly, but I've got it, so yeah.
Promo not endorsed by HBO. Game of Thrones is in no way affiliated with the Grow Taller Guru. Watching Game of Thrones does not guarantee any height. Height is subject to effort. All rights reserved. Copyright 2019, GTG Enterprises Inc.
But yes, the likelihood of you getting quality sleep while you're uncomfortable is very small. So when sleeping, ensure that you're comfortable over all other factors. Because if you do fail to get quality sleep, then you're going to be putting potential growth at risk. Number 5, don't spend too much time looking down at your phone, as it creates a forward head posture. Now, I first saw this article a few years ago about Justin Bieber and how his posture is actually getting worse because he spends so much time on his phone that his actual neck, it's created a forward facing posture. Sorry, a forward head posture. And it's not just Justin Bieber now, this is a worldwide epidemic. We're obviously spending more and more time texting on our phones, on social media on our phones, and looking down, that it's really starting to come through as a bad thing. I mean, we're all guilty of looking down at our phones from time to time. I say time to time, every single day, but the consequences are only just coming through because obviously we've never spent this much time on our phones, we've never looked down at our phones for this amount of time. If you do get forward head posture, it can come with a whole host of disadvantages, including losing height and getting shorter. The best way to combat this is to actually physically put your phone up to your face while you're on it. Or if you do go to the gym, you can perhaps do a stretching routine or a weights routine to actually combat the actual forward posture. Or you could just spend less time on your phone. And that's it for the 5 do's and don'ts for growing taller in 2019. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications, send me a postcard. You know what I mean. Everything that you can do, only because it really helps me out and it really helps get this information to other people out there, because my videos will be rated higher and that means the information I give is of good quality, which I hope it is, because it does take time and effort to do these things, but I obviously wouldn't be anything without my subscribers, so I would like to thank my subscribers for always being there for me, and hopefully we'll get more subscribers on board. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Quick test just to see the dimensions of the room and stuff. So we've got the new pictures there, they look quite cool at the back. Yep. How far across can you see? So you can see to the edge of the speaker where the yellow is. And the Jurassic Park mug is still in full effect from Singapore 2012. And what else? Yeah. Don't know what I said then. Whatever that means, but yeah. Okay. If I was playing the piano, you wouldn't be able to see the keys. but you'll be able to see my hands, which is cool. The room smells great because I've got a Yankee candle burning there. As you can see it burning. It's spiced orange, one of the Christmas specials. And you probably noticed that my hair's a little bit different. So I've got the slick back. I haven't slicked the back up, so there is a few baby hairs, but I've got the man bun, which I'm loving at the moment because I don't need to wear a headband anymore. Because the headband was a little bit annoying, because you'd wear it, and if you caught it on anything, I'd almost feel like I was ripping my hair out. So I'd have like a little bit of either a ponytail or like a mini man bun at the back, but then I'd have to have the headband in, because the sides were very short, you see, when I first began this hair growth journey, so they would just fall out without the headband, and it would look silly. You would just look silly. So I'd have to put the headband in with a little kind of man bun. But it's great now because the whole thing goes into the man bun, just about, and I can shake it around, I can go to the gym and stuff, and it doesn't fall out. I mean, there's a few side hairs that will occasionally fall out, but it looks kind of cute now, so. So I'm loving it, if I'm honest. Actually, long hair, excuse me, is lower maintenance than my old faux hawk, if I'm honest, because I used to wash that every day, blow dry it, and then I have to put the wax in as well. Very high maintenance. Hairdressers every 2 weeks without fail. So it all adds up, doesn't it? But at this, I think I'm very happy now. It's taken almost 18 months, but pretty slick, yeah. Definitely going to grow it a little bit longer. I think I want it. If you saw it straight, I've got pictures of when it's straight, but if you saw it straight, you'd see that it actually goes to my collarbone, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. Well, maybe, yeah. Not quite there yet. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? This is only a test. I don't need to go into this much detail. It's just a test. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is just a test. Yes. Thank you very much for watching this test. You're probably not going to be watching this test because it's only going to be me watching this test. But if I do use any of these as a little kind of cut to the video, I'm just also looking at the light outside. It's what time is it? It's 11:19. But it's still winter time, so the sun's coming up quite early, which is nice, but I feel like the lighting, why do I keep picking my ears? They're really itchy. I haven't got earwax in there, it's just they're really itchy. Right, cool. Anyway, that's fine. Yes, I'm happy with that. Now, we're all guilty of looking down at our phones, but the consequences of looking down at our phones are only starting to surface. So, the disadvantages are endless. Well, they're not endless, but the disadvantages are bad. Right.